Mamshis.
And my coffees.
Today we will be tackling the lesson about the literature of India. Anyways, let's get right into it. So here we are guys on Jargao
In Planet Flower,
Let's see what they have for us.
India has lots of things, like Vital Pachis. It is one of the oldest vampire stories in India.
The legendary king Vikrama promises to Pamachar that he will capture a Vitala, a celestial spirit Pishacha, celestial spirit analogous to a vampire in Western literature, who hangs upside down from a tree and inhabits and animates dead bodies. And sometime between 1719 and 1749, Surat Kabishwar translated Sivadasa's Sanskrit recension into Braj Bhasa. This work was subsequently translated in 1805 under the direction of John Gilchrist into the closely related Hindustani language by Lalu Lal and others. Another example of an Indian tale is Akbar and Birbal, which is brought to you by Miss Jana and Miss Arsenio. Shabong!
Thank you for that, Mr. Birbal was the one of the Navratnas, Mughal Emperor's court. These gentlemen were considered to be extraordinary intellectuals and artists. Birbal was known for his wit, and in time, tales about his astuteness spread far and wide.
This tale actually came from a real story of Mughals Emperor Mahashdas in 1528. He became the Kavi Priya, poet laureate of the emperor within a few years of his appointment.
Indian poetry and Indian literature in general has a long history dating back to Vedic times. They were written in various Indian languages such as Vedic, Sanskrit, Classical Sanskrit, Hindi, Oriya, Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Bengali, and Urdu. Poetry in foreign languages such as Persian, English also has a strong influence on Indian poetry. The poetry reflects diverse spiritual traditions within India. In particular, many Indian poets have been inspired by mystical spirits.
Here is one example of an Indian poem, Punarnabu, which is a popular award-winning poem by the noted Indian English poet and literary critic Lakshmi Devi Bhattacharya. It also has a unique and original structure, which marks a departure from contemporary Indian poetry. Its 5 lines can be regarded as 5 stanzas or 5 paragraphs.
Another example of an Indian poem is the Abani Bari Akti. It is a poem by Shaki Chattopadhyay. It is considered as one of the iconic poems of modern Bengali poetry, and it is also published in 1965. The last one is Banharama. The Banharama is a famous satirical Urdu poem written by the 18th century subcontinental poet Nazir Akhrabal. The poem's essential message is that bright.
Wow! I didn't know that India contains lots of literary pieces. I thought India was all about yoga and meditation.
Me too, I didn't expect that.
I guess India really is incredible. Now let's move on.
Let's go!
India is a very creative country, and we look at all of these pieces, like the inheritance of Mars, the Kiran Sun, and the lowland by Chimpala. You're right, Don. India is indeed an inventive country, so let's learn and explore more about their literature. One of the most famous Indian literary pieces is the Ibis series by Amitav Ghosh. This series constitutes a trilogy of which only 2 has been published. Sea of Poppies and the Reason, The River of Smoke. This series is yet another tale which takes us back to the age of Opium War. Amidst of Gosh, it's indeed a must-read if you're yet to read.
Oh, hey Nino!
Oh, what?
It's your turn!
Oh yeah, right. Here are the famous writers who wrote those pieces. Rabindranath Tagore, who was a poet, musician, and artist. He was born in Kolkata, India on May 7, 1861 and died on August 7, 1941 at the age of 80.
Here's another one.
Another one.
He was an Indian novelist, poet, playwright, critic, and thinker. He is widely regarded as the greatest Kannada poet of the 20th century. He is the first among Kannada writers to be decorated with the Jnanpith Award.
And the last one is Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi was an Indian activist who was the leader of the Indian independence movement against British rule. So, employing an environment civil disobedience, Gandhi led India to independence and inspired movements for civil rights and freedom across the world. Gandhi was a prolific writer. One of Gandhi's earliest publications, Hind Swaraj, published in Gujarat in 1909, became the intellectual blueprint for India's independence movement. The book was translated into English the next year, with a copyright legend that read no rights reserved. For decades, he edited several newspapers, including Harijan in Gujarati, in Hindi, and in the English language. Indian Opinion, while in South Africa and Young India in English, and Navajivan, a Gujarati monthly on his return to India. Later, Navajivan was also published in Hindi. In addition, he wrote letters almost every day to individuals and newspapers.
I am bewildered and amazed by how distinct and ambiguous the literature of India is. Wow, I am really lost of words. How about you, Mark?
Wow. Well, you know what they say.
What do they say?
They say something.
Well, I think I'm going to do this part. So, see you.
Religion in India is characterized by a diversity of religious practices and beliefs. India is a secular state with no state religion.
The Indian subcontinent is the birthplace of four of the world's major religions,
Namely, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, and Sikhism. Today, India is home to around 90% of the global population of Hindus. That is why most Hindu shrines and temples are found in India, as well as the birthplace of those Hindu saints. Allahabad hosts the world's largest religious pilgrimage, the Kumbh Mela, where Hindus from across the world come together to bathe in the sacred rivers, the Ganga, the Yamuna, and the Saraswati.
So, you see, Mark, they do practice yoga.
I can't argue. They all have flexible bodies. And there's more than meets the eye.
You're right. So, that's all for today, eh?
Aye, aye, Captain.
We hope that you enjoyed and learned something from our vlog. And as always, see you next time. Goodbye!
Wow.
Was a
Go.
at the age of 80.
So, see, Mark, they do practice yoga.
Well, I can't argue that they all have flexible bodies. And there's more than meets the eye.
You're right. So, that's all, eh?
That's all today. We hope that you enjoy in some
Katangan na.
The Indian subcontinent
So, see, Mark, they do practice yoga.
well, I can tell you.
Bobo ka.
Go.
The legendary king Vikrama promises a vacant moral.
Kuvempu studied at Mysore University in the
The Indian subcontinent is the birthplace.
One. Go! Anak kanina mo nag-go. So here we are guys on Planet Namek. Namek. Go. Wala na tanggal.
Tapos, 1, 2, 3.
This vlog is brought to you by Masarap po.
Well, hello everybody. One. Go.
The legendary king Vikrama